Welcome back to the Diversity Project, where today is our 4th episode, and we are speaking to a variety of different industry professionals that support a commercial and really revitalization growth for Long Island. So we've already spoke to Mike Murphy this morning, who is with Douglas Elliman Commercial, speaking about really the transition, how things are moving with COVID, and really how they're handling some new buyers as well as handling some of their existing clients. Now with me in the studio is Eric Alexander from Vision Long Island. And Eric, I know you're going to have a completely different take than some of the other people that are here, because you're really the backbone from everything that I know about Vision Long Island. You're that backbone to revitalizing, community by community, town by town, county by county. So tell us a little bit about Vision Long Island.
Sure. I mean, we formed 22 years ago really to revitalize main streets and stop the suburban sprawl and really build around the train station areas. So we've done that for a lot of years. We have an email newsletter that goes out to 25,000 people every Friday. We do education forums and seminars. We support downtown development projects, expedite those projects. And I think we've seen about 15,000 units of transit-oriented development on our main streets. So if you look at we do the plans for downtown Farmingdale, we did Huntington, we're involved in Bay Shore, Mineola, Westbury, Valley Stream now. There's been about 30 different downtowns we've been involved with directly, and there's 45 downtowns that have some sort of revitalization plan. So we've been involved in one way or another, and we formed the Main Street Alliance of all those 45 downtowns that are doing stuff. So we can't speak to the downtowns that aren't. We won't. And that's okay. Mm-hmm. Not everybody has to do something.
No.
Long Island's a bottom up.
I was just going to say, if that's okay, that's what makes us who we are.
Exactly. You have that choice.
You have the choice.
Yeah.
You're there to say, you want my help. I would love to offer it. Let's work together.
Yeah, we're not social engineers talking down to you, lecturing you, as some rule by fiat that everyone has to follow. It's really the chamber, your civic, your local mayor, your council person, your community organization. You want to get involved, change your community, we get involved and help. Other than that, we leave people alone. There's some downtowns, I have a joke about Wantagh, they don't want to change anything. We want to stay 2-story buildings, that's it. Bless them. Stay the way you are, man. So, we're not gonna get involved.
So what kind of projects are you? Here's my concern. I live in a town. We all live somewhere, right? So I live in Mount Sinai, which is the town of Brookhaven. Right. I can drive through a multitude of towns, and I can see store after store closing. I can see signs on the windows of stores. I see so much that puts me in fear that my neighbors are losing jobs, that there's no industry coming in, and what's forecasting. So what do you do? Like, what does a meeting look like? Or what does that look like from Vision Long Island if somebody comes to you and says, we need help and this is what we have going on? Where do you start?
Let me take a step back and give you bad news, good news, and I'll answer that question.
Sure.
So the bad news is people are hurting with jobs. We know this. Small businesses are hurting. They're really at the edge here as we go into the winter. The rules have been rigged for the big stores against the small ones. There's a lack of corporate philanthropy out there on Long Island. There's a lack of outreach when these government programs come. The outreach doesn't really make it to the smallest businesses. There's confusion. There's chaos on regulations. There's food insecurity amongst workers and amongst the communities. The pantries are 3 to 10 times increase in need. We're heading into a tough winter. The good news, community has rallied around the small businesses. Compared to other regions around the country, we have lower vacancy rates. So that's good news. I mean, as painful as it is, we're doing a little better because Long Islanders rally around small businesses. The good news, downtown transit-oriented development projects are on the upswing. I've been on 6 construction sites in the last 3 weeks, and there's about 10,000 units coming around train station areas, around downtown business districts. And it's a robust time because we have this exodus from the city that's happening. And that's real. That's real economics. So construction is underway. We've won 98 of 115 hearings over the last 7 years for projects with more community support than opposition. So everybody says NIMBY, NIMBY, NIMBY. That's not really true. Folks are supporting new projects in the areas where they say they want change. Not some areas they don't want change. We tell the developers don't invest there. So it's kind of a coalition of the willing. So I'd say that's the good news. Now let's say, what can people do? What does it look like? You need from the base a local partner, a civic, a chamber, a mayor that wants to put a plan forward so the village or town proactively rezones an area, and a developer, willing developers, community-minded developers, there's about 40 community-minded developers on Long Island that want to invest in downtown areas and are. They've built at least one project. So those folks are the ones that are kind of leading the way. And you need them. You need to kind of put that marriage together. And that's where Vision helps, because we know a civic wants to do it. We could pull the chamber together. We know a good elected official. We know some developers. So we try to create a package of support. And then we got to walk through the process to redevelop. And the redevelopment process has a synergistic effect with the small businesses, because those vacancies get filled and then there's new people to support the small businesses. So you want that balance. And you need that now. We got to come together.
There's a few things. So first, the developers aren't in fear that because of COVID, do they look at projections, as far as, we can't open, we're building this today, but we actually can't create a vacancy until, further down the road?
Multifamily is real strong, because they know that folks are going to need apartments. And, it's funny, it used to just be 1 bedrooms. Now we're seeing 2 bedrooms, because that second bedroom is going to be office space. It's like a strange dynamic. So I think multifamily is the strongest. Believe it or not, there are a couple hotel developers that are looking downtown, because they're saying, look, you're not going to, by the time you get shovel in the ground, you're 2 years out, or ribbon cutting. This should be done. There should be a vaccine or treatment or herd immunity or something. So there's a couple hotel guys that are playing. There's office space, and kind of the shared workspace is still viable. The retail is hurting. I'm not going to deny it. There's really very little appetite for retail, certainly standalone retail. And barely mixed-use retail. So it's tough. It's really tough on the retail side. But the developers, it depends who you talk to, but clearly around train stations where they see that kind of city exodus, and they see still there's a band of millennials, a certain amount of Gen Xers, and a certain amount of baby boomers that want kind of a downtown life. We hope that the regulations don't starve the arts, the music, the culture, the restaurants, all the things we care about, the whole spark of why you do this.
Exactly.
So you don't want government to kill the good stuff that people rally around. And that's we have about a 3-month window heading into the winter to pivot that.
When you talk like that, it reminds me of Patchogue Village.
Right.
What it once was, where we are right now, and the mayor has done such a superb revitalization, in my opinion. Again, you and I are on 2 different places.
No,
but,
we're the same place.
When I
one of them, there's about a dozen mayors who've been phenomenal. Paul Pontier is one of them.
He's been great. Then I look at some other villages, which I'm not as happy with, and I'm not going to say who they are. We're not here to play a name game. And but the idea is, you have to support your backyard and make your community a place that people want to visit and thrive. We are Long Island.
Yeah.
We are Long Island. People come here for a reason. People want to live here for a reason. So I know that Vision's been out a lot. I see you photographed a lot. And you did reach on that corporate philanthropy. We have about a minute and a half left.
Sure.
Tell me what you have going on.
Sure. So we need more corporate philanthropy. We're working with the Pink Tie guys to deliver food. That's key. Faceless corporations that we give money to each month, we got to demand that they put into Long Island. We got to get people out there shopping local. That's really key, to support the small businesses. We got to loosen up regulations. The key ones: movie theaters, live performances. We're pushing for higher percentage of indoor dining, from 50% to get to 75% to get them through the winter. And I'll just say, you can find us on visionlongisland.org. You can find our Facebook page, also our Long Island Main Street Alliance. That's really the ground game. Support your local mayors, civics, and chambers who are doing revitalization and trying to help the business districts. That's the most important thing anyone could do with your buying power. And last thing I'd just say, there's a choice this fall. It's nothing to do with politics.
Sure.
We're either going to support the communities that have the things we care about, all the things we mentioned, the movie theaters, the art, the culture, all of it. We either support that, or we just stay in our home and be quiet and let the places we care about die.
I'm on the same.
That's a choice. It's non-political.
Yeah.
But we have that choice.
100%.
It's in us.
And I thank you so much. Again, we are with Eric Alexander, Vision Long Island. All of the information for Vision Long Island will be on our website and all of our social media. Stay tuned for our next guest, James Manicone.